On Saturdays, I have a pretty committed group of friends I like to work out with, and I was expecting to do this after I got a light warm up at my local gym. But within an hour of the time we normally meet up, my friends messaged me and let me know none of them were available. I was a little frustrated, and then I thought I could always work out outside. So I looked at my gym at home and looked at the squat rack and said, I can take this apart and rebuild it outside. So after rebuilding the cage outside, I took my plates. I had four 45-pound plates, two 25-pound plates, and four 10-pound plates, the 45-pound barbell, and of course the two clips. At the very least, I was hoping to record myself doing an overhead walk with 250 pounds because that was my record last year in the summer. So naturally, I began warming up. I started with, of course, just the barbell. Then I did it with 135. I didn't record that. I did it with 185. I didn't record that. And then I got to 225, and that's when I started recording. And then I realized I didn't exactly have the place to do 250, only 245. So I got confident and decided, well, I'll do 275. I've never done this before. So I started walking with 275, and I was very happy with how I was able to handle it. So after loading 315 on the bar, I took a step back, made sure everything was right and safe, said a prayer, and then started getting my hands on the bar. When I began taking the lift off with the weight and stabilizing it, I was in shock. I couldn't believe I did it. My plan was to walk with 250 pounds at the most, and here I was with 315 pounds over my head. I want to say I could have walked a little farther with it, but after feeling a shakiness like I never felt before, I knew I better listen to my body. So that's when I threw the weight to the ground and figured I'd call it quits after that. I was happy. I figured I walked about 40 feet, and later I decided to measure it out just to be certain, and lo and behold, it was actually a solid 75 feet.
You might think, why use this setup? Well, one thing I've learned is I can't clean 315 pounds, but I can certainly walk with it over my head. So I prefer this setup because it gives me the least amount of energy leak and it allows me to do what I couldn't normally do. I know I've built immense shoulder strength and mobility and stability, and I've definitely built immense core strength. Prior to doing this, I used to do shoulder pin presses where I would have the squat rack and the barbell set up at a high pin place where I could sit down on the bench and just push about 2 to 3 inches in the last bit of range of motion. And I got to the point where I could hold 405 for about 8 or 10 seconds. And I know that's definitely helped me safely do this lift. I would not recommend this lift for anyone who hasn't done some form of training like that or something working up to it. This has required a lot of unique training for sure. I want to specifically thank Enkiri Elite Fitness for inspiring me. I remember a while ago watching him do his 250-pound overhead carry at only 155 pounds body weight. In this video, I did this at 215 pounds as of the morning.